Once there was a town called Normalville. It was very, very normal. The houses were normal, the cars were normal, the people were very, very normal. But Normalville had a problem. It was also very, very boring. On election day, everyone in Normalville went to vote for a new mayor. They had two choices, Mr. Grumbles, who promised more homework, and Mrs. Snoozle, who promised more naps. The lines were long, the day was hot, and nobody was excited. Not even a little bit. Wandering near the town hall was a chicken. Her name was Cluckles. Cluckles was not a normal chicken. She was a very curious chicken. She saw a shiny red button on a big gray box. The box was a voting machine. Cluckles did not know this. She just saw the button. It looked like a big, juicy berry. So she did what any curious chicken would do. She hopped up to the machine. She looked at the button, and with a mighty peck she voted for herself. Suddenly the machine started to whir and buzz. Lights flashed. Bells rang. A long piece of paper shot out. The man in charge of the election picked it up. His eyes got very wide. He looked at the paper. He looked at the chicken. He looked at the paper again. "We have a winner!" he shouted. "The new mayor of Normalville is Mayor Cluckles." The crowd was confused. A chicken? As mayor? But the machine said so, and the rules were the rules. The people of Normalville just shrugged. A chicken mayor was not normal, but maybe, just maybe, it would not be boring. Mr. Grumbles grumbled. Mrs. Snoozle went to take a nap. And Mayor Cluckles? She just clucked happily. She had no idea what a mayor was. She just knew she had found a fun new pecking toy. Little did anyone know, Normalville was about to get a whole lot less normal and a whole lot more clucky. Mayor Cluckles started her new job right away. She could not talk, of course, she was a chicken. So she made laws by pecking at things. Her first law was very important. She walked into the town hall and saw a big, boring clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It was too quiet. So she pecked the clock until it broke. Her new assistant, a nervous young man named Tim, wrote it down. "New law," Tim announced. "Every hour everyone must stop what they are doing and have a 1-minute chicken dance party." Next, Mayor Cluckles went outside. She saw the traffic lights. Red, yellow, green. So boring. She flapped her wings and squawked. She pecked at a shiny car bumper, then pointed a wing at the traffic light. Tim understood. "Another new law," he shouted to the confused drivers. "All traffic lights will be replaced with shiny disco balls. Just drive when the sparkles hit your car." The town workers put up the disco balls. The streets immediately turned into a glittery, confusing, slow-motion dance party. The mayor wasn't finished. She saw the town fountain, which just sprayed water. How plain. She hopped onto the edge and started pecking at the water, trying to catch the drops. Tim scribbled in his notepad. "The mayor declares that all fountains must now be filled with delicious corn," he told the park keeper. Soon, the beautiful stone fountain was overflowing with golden corn kernels. Pigeons from all over the country flocked to Normalville. It was the best day of their lives. Mayor Cluckles made other laws too. All hats had to have at least one feather. Sidewalks were for hopping, not walking. The town's official song was changed to the chicken dance. The people of Normalville were not sure what to think. Life was no longer boring, but it was very, very strange. Every hour, the whole town would stop to flap their arms and wiggle. Driving to the grocery store was like navigating a nightclub, and the pigeons were everywhere. A mayor is very important. An important mayor needs protection. So the town council decided Mayor Cluckles needed a bodyguard. They looked for someone brave, strong, and serious. They found a goat named Sergeant Bleats. Sergeant Bleats had been a guard at a petting zoo. He was very serious about his job. He wore dark sunglasses and an earpiece that wasn't connected to anything. He stood on two legs most of the time to look more official. He was also very confused. Sergeant Bleats took his new job very, very seriously. He never left the mayor's side. When Mayor Cluckles was pecking at the ground for worms, Sergeant Bleats would scan the area for threats. "Perimeter secure, Mayor," he would bleat into his wrist. "No sign of hawks. The worms are clear to engage." He would stand between the mayor and anyone who came too close, giving them a steely-eyed glare. He once headbutted a mailbox because he thought it was staring at the mayor in a disrespectful way. The goat's serious attitude was very funny next to the silly chicken. One day, Mayor Cluckles decided to take a dust bath in the middle of the town square. Sergeant Bleats immediately established a 5-foot security zone around her. He used velvet ropes he borrowed from the movie theater. "Official mayoral business in progress," he announced to a crowd of onlookers. "Please respect the mayor's personal dust space." He even tasted a bit of the dirt first to make sure it wasn't poison. Sergeant Bleats saw danger everywhere. A child's balloon, a potential aerial attack, a fluffy poodle, a suspicious furry agent. When Mayor Cluckles laid an egg in the middle of a town meeting, Sergeant Bleats treated it like a national emergency. He carefully picked up the egg, put it in a briefcase, and handcuffed the briefcase to his hoof. "The package is secure," he bleated. "Repeat, the package is secure." The town council just stared, unsure if they should clap or call for help. The town of Normalville was no more. People started calling it Cluckington. Life in Cluckington was a daily adventure in silliness. Going to work was a challenge. First you had to hop down the sidewalk. Then, you had to wait for the disco ball to sparkle just right before you could cross the street. Every hour your boss would blow a whistle, and the entire office would do the chicken dance. It was hard to get anything done, but everyone was getting very good at flapping their elbows. Problems started popping up all over town. The disco ball traffic lights caused some issues. On sunny days, the streets were so sparkly that everyone had to wear sunglasses. On cloudy days, nobody could see the sparkles, so nobody drove anywhere. The corn-filled fountains attracted not just pigeons but also squirrels, raccoons, and one very happy bear. Sergeant Bleats tried to solve these problems. He tried to chase the bear away but ended up getting a hug instead. He was very embarrassed. One day, a big fire truck got stuck in traffic. The disco ball wasn't sparkling on its side of the road. Sergeant Bleats saw the problem. He ran to the intersection and, using his own shiny sunglasses, tried to reflect a sunbeam onto the disco ball to get it to sparkle for the fire truck. It didn't work. He just ended up temporarily blinding 3 drivers and a pigeon. The firefighters had to get out and do the chicken dance while they waited for the sun to move. So, how did the people of Cluckington feel? They were a little tired. Their legs were sore from hopping. They were sick of the chicken dance song. But they were also laughing. They talked to their neighbors more. They had stories to tell. Life was no longer normal or boring. It was chaotic, feathered, and sparkly. And as they watched their goat bodyguard try to salute with a hoof while their chicken mayor fell asleep on a pile of important documents, they all agreed on one thing. It was much, much better than being normal.